one muscle on your back, one intrinsic muscle that moves your back. And we're just going to cover the erector spinae muscle. Erector, spinae, erects your spine. That's the main action, to extend the vertebral column. And it consists of three different fascicles or three different columns. We have the spinalis, which is the medial one of these columns, the one facing the spine. Lateral to that, the longissimus, and lateral to that, the iliocostalis. Let's start describing the iliocostalis. So in here we can see the iliocostalis extending from the ilium, cust, ilio, and cust, the ribs, right? That's the prefix that we use, costal groove, costal margin, costal angle. So those are the ribs. So from the iliac bone to the rib, and also from sacrum in here. But the thing is that each of these muscles, the iliocostalis, longissimus, and spinalis, have like two or three sections. Some of them has a lumbar section, and they're called, for example, iliocostalis lumborum. Others have a thoracic section, and they're called iliocostalis longissimus or spinalis thoracis. At the level of the cervical vertebrae, there are iliocostalis cervicis and longissimus cervicis, and even in the head, the ones that attach to the head are called capitis. So we are not going into that much detail. I just want you to know that it consists of the three columns of muscles: semispinalis, the middle one, lateral to one, longissimus, lateral to one, iliocostalis. Let me show you right here in my cool app the iliocostalis. So I'm going to turn my guy here and see how deep is this muscle. So that we need to remove one layer. Stop it. Okay, one layer in here, and then we need to remove another one and another one. And in here, one, two, yes, in here I can see the three muscles. This is well, let me show you first. This is the iliocostalis. See, touching the iliac bone. This is the longissimus. And these two are the spinalis towards the midline. Now, let me show you one by one these muscles. Hey, iliocostalis. Look at that muscle right here. See, originates on the iliac bone, on the sacrum, and it goes to the angles of the vertebrae. Other portions originates on the cervical vertebrae and goes to the ribs as well. Actions. If you contract both muscles, right and left, at the same time, what can you do? What do you think? It's a posterior, it's crossing the joints posteriorly, so it can extend and hyperextend your vertebral column. So extension, anatomical position, and these will be hyperextension. Okay? Extension, hyperextension in the super cool duper app. Now, let me show you now the longissimus. Let me go to the next slide so you can see it. Okay, and here we're going to refer now to the yellow one, the one in between the iliocostalis and the spinalis. And this muscle, I'm gonna show you right here, longissimus thoracis. It goes from transverse process of transverse processes of cervical and thoracic vertebrae, and they like jump from one section to the other one. The thing is that when you contract both at the same time, just like the iliocostalis, you can perform extension of and hyperextension of the vertebral column. But Since these muscles are laterally located on either side of the spine, if you contract just one at a time, one iliocostalis, one longissimus, you can perform, imagine the string, lateral flexion. So this is lateral flexion of the vertebral column. And the last one, this is the spinalis. No, this one. Let me show it to you right here. It goes from spinalis, from the spinous processes, to other spinous processes, as you can see in here, from the cervical to thoracic and upper lumbar vertebrae. Same thing, when you pull that muscle, or you contract it, you shorten it, you can imagine that you contract a piece of tape that you have attached in there, you make it shorter, you extend the trunk, the vertebral column, and you contract it even more, you can hyperextend it. Since this is so medially located, it's almost not involved in lateral flexion movement of the trunk. These muscles are, as we can see in here, the prime movers of extensions of the vertebral column. What did I skip in here? Another spinalis. And they act when you're going to move your trunk, especially when they going to move your trunk from flexed position to an extending position or hyperextended. When you are bent like this, all your vertebral column is bent, flexed, so you are touching your toes with your fingers. And when you're going to stand up, the first muscles are going to act are the hamstring muscles. This one in green, the ones located on the back of your thigh. After that, you engage the gluteal muscles. And right after, towards the end, when you are at this level, towards the end of the movement is when you contract the erector spinae muscle. While you're lifting your body, the hamstrings and the gluteal muscles are the ones initiating these movements, and the erector spinae is actually stretched. The muscle and the ligaments are stretched. That's the reason that why sudden movement of lifting weight inappropriately so fast or not following this sequence of muscles can break down ligaments or cause minor tears in the erector spinae muscle fibers. So that's it. Let's go to the next section of this class, and we're going to talk about the diaphragm muscle. See you.